welcome to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel and today I'm going to be sharing with you what I wore on my nails this March. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're excited to see what kind of spring polishes I've been loving. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do so you don't miss out on future uploads. So I feel like March was just a whirlwind of a month that went by so quickly. It was really busy and I do feel like the polishes that I got on, I was able to put on and wear for a decent amount of time. Most of them I wore for like 3 or 4, sometimes 5 days. It's always interesting to see what kind of shades I reach for during these more transitional months. Like since spring hits right in the middle of the month, sometimes I start March off and I'm just like, give me all the pastels, all the bright colors, I'm ready. But this month I did not feel that way. I really was digging the more transitional shades, some more neutrals, which is weird. And of course some greens, you know, had to wear green. So if this is your first time checking out one of my What I Wore videos, we're gonna look at up close bottle shots of all the polishes I talk about. I'll show you swatch photos and tell you my thoughts on the polishes. First, we're gonna look at the colors that I wore as pedicures. Then we'll get into manicures. First, the manicures I liked okay. Then the manicures I absolutely could not stand. And finishing off with the ones that I loved so much. All right, so I guess enough talking. Let's take a look at the polishes I wore in March. So I actually only got around to one pedicure this month. Yeah, I had higher hopes for myself, but it didn't happen. The shade that I reached for as a pedicure comes from Zoya and it is Joni. Joni is like a brown leaning mauve-y purple cream shade. It has been a while since I've worn Zoya Joni and I've never worn it as a pedicure before, but I was really craving like a kind of neutrally shade, something kind of more muted that just felt like cozy and warm and comforting. And Zoya Joni is that for me. Like truthfully, what I like had in my mind was like a caramely kind of brown, but I've never worn that kind of shade as a pedicure. If you have and you like it, let me know. Or if you hate it, let me know. But I've never worn a shade quite like that as a pedicure. Truthfully, I'm not even sure if I really have a brown cream like that because that's what I wanted. I wanted a cream. And so I looked and said, well, what has brown undertones? I came across Joni. I love Joni. I haven't worn it in a while. So we wore Joni. By we, I mean I did. I wore Joni. And it was beautiful. It's an easy to coater. The formula is fantastic. I have the Z Wide brush in here, so it's very easy to apply, and it was a gorgeous color. I love this kind of warm purple cream. I don't always, but this one I do really like. I just feel like it's soothing to me. And these are the manicures that I liked kind of okay. This first one comes from Dom Nail Polish, and it's called GTFO My Uterus. This one has what appears in the bottle to be like a mid-tone kind of denim-y blue base, and it's loaded with shifting shimmer that shifts red to copper to gold to green. So when this polish initially released, I skipped on it, and then the swatch photos came out and I had major FOMO. So when it re-released, I had to grab a bottle of it. I kind of forgot I had it for a while and just, you know, decided to get it on my nails when I came across it. Honestly, I did not like it on quite as much as I did in the bottle. It was very beautiful. The shifts were there. But I think it's because I had some staining on my nails. I don't have a whole lot of staining right now, but I do have a little bit. Because of that staining, the base color looked a little bit less cool than it appears on the bottle. It kind of took on a teal appearance against my yellow staining. And I didn't love that. I'm not the biggest teal polish wearer. On top of that, it had a really sheer base. I built it up in 3 coats and I could still see a lot of nail line. With lighter base colored shades, I don't always mind that, you know, like a soft muted pink jelly. I can get down with that. Like a really light white polish. If I see some nail line, no big deal. But with a blue with darker shades, I don't know why, it just irks me a little bit. I did not like really seeing my nail line with this polish. And on top of that, I just felt like I probably have something kind of similar to this in my collection. It is beautiful and so super duper shifty, but I just don't know that I need it. I didn't hate it. I liked it, but I don't know if I need it. Another one I liked and almost loved, like wasn't quite there but was really close, was a combination. I wore as a base a shade from OPI called Taupeless Beach. This one is a mid-toned taupe cream. And then I topped it with Fancy Gloss Frozen Opal. This one is a flaky topper that has a really icy appearance. The flakes are super shifty and I see pink, green, blue, gold. There's so much shift in these really pretty flakes. So these two polishes together, like I said, almost make it to that love category. They were magical and I'm so inspired by this topper. Like I think it's gonna take on a totally different look depending on what you put it on top of. And I'm all about it. On top of this taupe OPI, it kind of like at certain angles, it looked like just a silver topper, but when you went into lower lighting, you saw those shifts to blue and green and sometimes the pink, and it was really fun the way it played up against this more neutral base. OPI Taupeless Beach, by the way, gorgeous. Easy to coater, great formula. I don't think I need this shade because I already have Essie Chinchilli, which is very close. I have a Static Nails cream that is really close, but I do like taupe. If I'm gonna wear a neutral, it's probably gonna be kind of a shade like this. So yeah, this was a fun combo. Another combination that I wore paired an Orly with a Linby Designs polish. As a base, I wore Orly Sagebrush. This one is a really grayed out darker green shade. It is so interesting. Next to my greens, it looks gray. Next to my grays, it looks green. And then the Linby Designs I put on top of it is Treat Yourself. This one has a soft purple base, super strong shifting shimmer that shifts green to blue to purple, and scattered holographic flakes. So I had planned to wear Sagebrush on its own. It's actually the first green manicure that I wore in March. I didn't wear as much green as I did last year. Last year I wore green, I think, most of the month. Up until St. Patrick's Day, I wore just green. Not the case, obviously, this March. But anyway, I'd planned on wearing Sagebrush by itself, but I could not get this Linby Designs out of my head. And I know Linby Designs, the polishes I have from them, they all have the same kind of formula where they're very, very sheer. They build up pretty well, like almost full opacity, if not too full opacity on their own, but they all layer very well. Like they look gorgeous over any creams. I've never like worn them that way as a full manicure though, and so I just had to take that opportunity. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was because this one has a purple base. And obviously Sagebrush has a greenish base, so I don't know why I ended up deciding to pair these two, but I'm glad I did. The purple base really didn't come through on top of Sagebrush. Occasionally I got a little glimpse of that purple at extreme angles, but most of the time I saw Sagebrush with a gorgeous glowing green to blue shifting shimmer and hollow flakes. It was really, really pretty. And then the last shade in this middle category is what I have on my nails now. It comes from Kathleen Company and it is called Frangipani, but it has a soft, kind of cool pink, light pink base, mid to light pink base, and a gorgeous shifting shimmer that shifts red to copper to gold to green. This polish was gifted to me because I've been just really craving like a pink base with gold shimmer. A friend of mine had this polish and shared it with me, which I really appreciate. The only thing keeping this from being in that love category is I don't know if I really like this shade of pink on myself. Like I feel like it just doesn't give me as much pop as I want. Like I wish it was just a little bit more deep in color or just a little bit lighter in color. But the polish itself is so pretty. It built up to 3 coats, no problem. Has a great formula, really easy to work with. And I've gotten a lot of compliments with this on my nails. I think this is day 5 of me wearing this manicure, which is wild. It's a really beautiful polish. I've worn just a couple Kathleen Co polishes before, but this definitely like reinvigorated my interest for the brand. I need to get more of them on my nails. And to my delight, I had no polishes I didn't like this month. I liked or loved everything I wore. Yay! So on to polishes that I absolutely loved. Another green that I wore is this one from Rogue Lacquer called Shanklin Shine. This one has a super soft, kind of sagey green base. It's got shimmer that shifts red to copper to gold to green. It's got some iridescent flakies as well as linear holographic. I don't know when this Rogue came out. It says adventure, oh yes, I do, spring 2019. I got this in a D-stash, in a mystery D-stash. But yeah, it's got the old Rogue Lacquer logo. I mean, it's not that old, but you know, it's just their older bottle. Beautiful polish, beautiful polish. I love these kind of sagey greens. Oh, I enjoyed wearing this so much. And it had a great formula. Rogue is a brand I have a lot of. Since I swatched for them for a little bit, I have a decent amount of Rogue, and it says a lot that I swatched for them for a while, got a lot in PR, and kept it, because I am pretty brutal when it comes to de-stashing. If I don't love it, I'm getting rid of it, and I keep what I have from the brand. However, I'm not good about reaching for them. Like, I have them, I'm looking at them on my shelf right now, and I'm like, dang, I got a lot of Rogue. I mean, I think, but I just don't grab them for some reason. Well, again, this one kind of re-inspired me to get more Rogue on my nails because this polish was glorious. I will say, when I put it on, I was like, this feels familiar. What have I worn recently that's kind of given me a similar feel? And it reminds me a lot of Cert Colors Succulent Garden. Of course, Succulent Garden doesn't have the flakes that this one has, and the hollow is different. This one has linear hollow and a lot of it, and the Cert Colors just has that hollow sparkle, so they're not the same, but they might be similar enough where I don't need both. Like I said, brutal de-stasher. I don't know. I might have to do a comparison and part with one of them, but yeah, this was really beautiful and I loved wearing it. I love this kind of sagey green in March. Another really pretty shifting shimmer I wore comes from Nailed It. It's called High Roller. This one has a soft muted, kind of lavendery purple base with super strong shifting shimmer that glows red to copper to gold to green. So we've got that same shifting shimmer. I don't ever get tired of it. The red to copper to gold to green paired with like just the right base color just gives you a rainbow feel. And that's what I got with this polish. It was so vibrantly shimmery that paired with that purple base, I just felt like it glowed. Like in lower lighting, I got a lot of the shimmer. In the sunlight, I could see the purple base as well. I totally understand why this got voted to come back in Polish Pickup Rewind, because that's when I grabbed it. Last year, maybe the year before in PPU Rewind. It's beautiful. The shifts were fantastic. Personally, when I think of Nailed It, I think of their flaky finishes because that's what they really do well. But I forget sometimes that they do shifting shimmers beautifully as well. For more manicures, the next one was a combo that I really enjoyed. It paired one that I got in PR from Morgan Taylor called Very, Very Clean with a topper from Noodles nail polish called Wildflowers. The Morgan Taylor is a kind of pinky leaning grapey purple cream. It's mid-toned, it's bright, but it's not super duper bright. And then the Noodles nail polish Wildflowers has a clear base and it is packed with glitter. Yellow, purple, pink, white. There's hex glitter, there's micro glitter. Oh, there's light blue micro glitter in here too. It looks like a field of wildflowers. So this was the first manicure that I wore in March that felt very springy. Everything else I felt like felt transitional, borderline wintry. But this one, like, I think of spring, I think of pastels, brights, florally colors. And this one with the purple, it felt florally to me. I love that. It put me in a great mood and I thought this pairing was wonderful. I was planning on just wearing the Morgan Taylor by itself. It's a gorgeous color. Not one that I would typically think of with spring because it just doesn't have enough white in it. Like, it's not a pastel. It's, I guess, one I'd probably wear in the summertime or transitioning summer to fall. And I could say that for most of Morgan Taylor's spring collection. It had a great formula. It was opaque in 2 coats, really easy to work with. I haven't worn that many Morgan Taylor shades, just what they've set in PR, plus a few others that I purchased prior to being on their PR list, and I gotta say, I am impressed. Especially their cream shades. They're one of the more budget-friendly mainstream brands, and they're pretty much consistently 2-coaters and last really well. So this one was beautiful. And then the Noodles nail polish topper just made it even more fun. It was like the ultimate playful spring mani. Bright, lots of color. Oh, yeah, this pairing was beautiful. I will say the Noodles nail polish toppers, they are dense. Like, you're not gonna get a couple of glitters on your nails. Prepare for your nails to be covered. Like, hopefully you're not too tied to whatever your base is, because you're not gonna see a lot of it. This was a really dense topper. A lot of glitters came out. I don't mind. I bought this topper because I wanted some glitter. So it did dry really textured. Even with the glitter smoother and a glossy top coat, some of my nails were a little bit textured. I didn't care. They were super cute. This was one of the manicures that I wore for about 4 days. It was precious. And the last green of the month for me comes from Pahlish. It's called Your Ivy Grows. This one is like a mid-toned, I never know what to call these greens. Mid-toned, blue-leaning, crelly base, and then it's got gold flakies. I love this finish. Everybody loves this finish because it's perfection. Like, seriously, I should just buy all of the Pahlish gold flaky polishes because I adore them. You can get the pond effect. You get a pond effect from the gold flakies being in this polish. Like, I've heard people say, you don't need that. You can just use, you know, a cream base and a gold topper. No, that's not true. This gives you the pond effect, and the flakies just have a way of like sinking into that base, melting into that base where it looks really cohesive. Oh, I love it. And then on top of that, the color, this is my kind of green. Like, I love this green. If I wouldn't have already made my favorite greens video, I'm tempted to say this would have been in it. Like, this kind of mid-tone, cool green base, I feel like is so flattering on me. Every polish I have with this kind of base color, I'm in love with. And the fact that it has the gold flakies. Yeah, March, St. Patrick's Day. This was my St. Patrick's Day mani. 2 more, and they are both white crellies because I loved a white crelly this month. The first comes from Colores de Carol, and it's called Magnolia Petals. This one has a white crelly base, and it is packed with black and gold little moon flakes. Okay, I was gonna wear this for New Year's this past year. I didn't get around to it. I think I kept on my daughter's birthday manicure because her birthday is really close to New Year's, and I had to get this on my nails, and I was like, I'm not gonna wear it in the summertime because it just doesn't feel summery to me. It feels wintry. I could see maybe spring, but I just know myself, I'm not gonna wear this in the springtime either. So I had to wear it in March. I'm so glad I did. Oh my gosh, the formula of Colores de Carol's crellies, they're wonderful. Like, this was pretty much fully opaque in 2 coats. It couldn't have gone on any smoother, any easier. I think it got me full opacity in 2 coats, but then I did add a 3rd coat, and it gave it more of like a stark white appearance, if I'm remembering correctly. But anyway, Colores de Carol's crellies are unmatched. They are beautiful, beautiful. She does them so well. And she's one of the only makers I know that use these little moon-shaped flakes, and I just think they look so dainty and delicate, and I want everything that has them. So this was a serious love for me. Oh wait, I've got 2 more. I forgot. I set one to the side. 2 more. We'll do the next white crelly next. So this one comes from KB Shimmer, and it is called Spring Theory. This one has a white crelly base, and it is loaded with micro glitter in yellow, green, blue, purple, rose gold maybe. It is so cute. Oh my gosh, you all. KB Shimmer's another brand, does the white crellies so well, and I love when they do these cute little crellies with the micro glitter. They're my favorite. They're just so adorable and dainty and delicate. This was another manicure that when I wore it, I got so many compliments. The kids at school were like, let me see your nails. Ooh, I like your nails. I will take the ego boost anytime. I loved my nails too when I had this on. And this was one that I purchased because I didn't swatch last year's spring collection, and I could not miss out on this shade because, like I said, they're little micro glitter crellies, close-minded, what's that called? Something washed up. Maybe it's washed up. I don't know, but Baking Spirits Bright. All of their little micro glitter crellies just have my heart. So I loved this one. And the colors I thought were really fun too. When it's first released, I was like, I don't know if I see spring in that with the blue, purple, green, yellow, like, I don't know. It's not feeling spring, but when I got it on my nails, it did not feel like, it just felt like a rainbow of colors. It was really cute. And the last manicure that I have to share from March is one from Essie. It is a cream called It's High Time. This one is a light, almost minty green cream base. It has like a little bit of mintiness to it, but it has a little bit of a turquoise feel as well. So I have a lot of Essie on my spring rack. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it up in the cards. Yeah, I've got a lot of Essie to wear. I went a little crazy purchasing Essie last year just because their cream formulas, they've really stepped it up. This released in last year's spring collection. Had to get it in my hands, had to get it in my collection, and I'm so glad I did. It is a gorgeous shade, full opacity in 2 coats, was so easy to work with, felt bright, fun, fresh, my kind of spring green, so loved it. Whew, that felt like a chatty video. I'm just like in a talky mood today, I guess. But hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Any of the polishes I talked about today that are still available, I will link down in the description box. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.